What is up, people of YouTube? I'm the Need for Speed Beast. So, my Canadian Butterby made a video regarding one of my favorite Ubisoft games, The Crew. Honestly, yeah, in case you don't know about the Crew, it's like this massively multiplayer open world racing driving game that I used to play back in the day on my PS4. I don't play it anymore, and especially since the servers have gone down. SomeOrdinaryGamers, I commend him tremendously for his take on the whole topic regarding what I think is the most vile, disgusting act I ever heard of any singular company ever commit. So Ubisoft has delisted The Crew, obviously. They even prevented players from creating their own servers to maintain the game and to allow for the game to stay alive, unofficially stay alive. And what I admire about EA, you can hate them all you want, but I'll tell you this. I admire EA for allowing the talented modders, the real heroes of the games, to at least set up private sessions for Need for Speed World. Yes, before you ask, I regret never having the chance to play these offline servers of Need for Speed World, even though someday there's a chance I could. Now, regarding The Crew, back in the day, like PS4 era, I used to make videos on The Crew. I stopped after a while because I wanted to move on to other games, but I made videos. And now that Ubisoft has delisted that game, I can never go back to it in case if I wanted to play with my homies, or just cruise around, take photos, basically swiping away the game that I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, pre-ordering, spending money on. For what? Just a timed product that they can just take away and not even refund me for? And to get the point across, let me show you some clips of SomeOrdinaryGamers' amazing video and what he had to say on the whole topic, because what he said really resonated with my opinions as well.
Now, Ubisoft, alright, decided to take the game away, and today, believe it or not, they started to prevent access to the game files.
Now, I don't care whatever end-user license agreement that anyone signs with Ubisoft regarding The Crew. That is not legal. This was literally a game that they spent time, money, effort, and resources on creating, and they're just gonna take the files away? Damn, what a new low for Ubisoft. And a big shame on them as well.
So, of course, if you fired up Ubisoft Connect like I did, if you want to play stuff like Rainbow Six Siege, I decided to type in The Crew, and they typed in the most insulting blurb I've ever seen, okay? At this point, I think Ubisoft's just having a fucking laugh, okay? You no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures? Remember that game you bought? We're not gonna refund you, but hey, bitch! Go to the fucking store! Why not pursue your adventure there? Why not buy The Crew too? Wait, 10 years later, we might get that taken down too. Oh my god!
Some people say EA is the worst company ever. Others say Activision. For me personally, now I know which company is the worst. I think it's Ubisoft. There's no way in hell I'm gonna touch The Crew 2. No way. The first Crew, in my opinion, is on a league of its own. Because, I'll tell you one thing. That Crew game, compared to the other Crew games, had a style that made it feel like a genuine competitor for Need for Speed. I gotta tell you the truth. Need for Speed needs competition, and The Crew, I think it had the potential to go there. Especially if they wanted to expand upon the other Crew games, like add police, add a dark, gritty tone. But nope. The Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest literally became replicas of Forza Horizon.
Now, of course, one of the problems is it's not just Ubisoft, it's the braindead community, okay? One of the most weirdest Reddit posts that I've seen was people who were sharing Ross, the person who started this campaign, Stop Killing Games, when he was the one bringing this attention up, this awareness, One of the people on the Crew Reddit were like, stop posting the same link over and over again. We're discussing The Crew too. Not about the closure of The Crew. We understand you're mad that a game you have not played for the last 6 years is closing. Now stop it! Stop criticizing! Shitty business practices!
That's the same problem I face with, like, Rockstar Games. There are a bunch of degenerate idiots online who defend the stupid practices, and some of them even go on YouTube and defend, like, GTA Plus and Shark Cards, saying, oh, they give us free content, oh, they give us exclusive benefits. If anything, I consider these quote-unquote Rockstar fans actually GTA simps and sheeps who would fall for any illegitimate schemes that Rockstar and or Take-Two would advertise right in front of them. You know, sometimes it seems as if I feel sick to be a part of the Crew fandom with those who defend these practices of go buy The Crew 2 or go buy The Crew Mortarfest. Look, I don't hate The Crew Mortarfest, but honestly, I think it's a cue for me to stop supporting this game, the Mortarfest. And in case you're wondering, I don't buy the microtransactions on that game.
Games get delisted all the time.
Exactly, especially when it comes to racing games with licensed vehicles and music. That's why I am so blessed to have Need for Speed Most Wanted, Pro Street, Carbon on my PC with mods.
The original Grand Theft Auto trilogy, GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, the original PC releases, from my understanding, are delisted. You can only buy the definitive edition. But even if they're delisted, that doesn't stop me from opening up Steam and downloading those original 3 games, modding them, doing whatever the fuck I want. Because I owned those licenses, because I owned that game, alright? Rockstar didn't take that away from me. They didn't do a Ubisoft where they were like, alright, you can't download this anymore, goodbye, we're not even giving you your money back.
And that's why no matter how much that I'm supposed to hate EA, at least they did not take away my licenses to all the past Need for Speed games that I dearly love. At least EA doesn't make it illegal to stream or record gameplay of the older Need for Speed titles. Heck, I would even include the Burnout series as well, because that is another good EA IP that I really like.
Hopefully at some point a preserved version will exist, so somebody 20 years from now can say, oh my god, this is where Destiny the franchise started, and I can actually experience it.
I'd argue the same for games like Blur or Split Second. Those games are underrated masterpieces that will sadly never get sequels in their lifetimes. If those games can get preserved, it would be nice for, say, a relative of mine who's going to be born in the next 20-30 years. If they're interested in cars like I am, and if they like video games as well, I can show them, hey, there's a game that I used to play a lot back in the day called Blur. I can tell them about, and show them, of course, about all the good times I had with that game.
Even big games, big budget stuff like Need for Speed, right? Need for Speed World used to be a pretty popular MMO, okay? I actually played, and I have a video of this on my channel with the person I started this channel with, Zahid at the time. We played Need for Speed World. And it's crazy to think this game is taken offline, but an entire community came and resurrected this in an open source fashion, meaning you can download the launcher, the custom server, with 123 players right now and play the game as it originally released and with extra content that these people end up making. The community has taken upon themselves to keep an open world MMO game alive. And how this couldn't be done for The Crew? It could have been. Somebody could have come out and made a private server. Somebody could have modified the game for offline support. But because Ubisoft took away the downloads and just revoked every license, it seems, you literally cannot even experience it. The game is effectively just lost media. And for some reason, Ubisoft is okay with that. This can't be legal. What Ubisoft did, maybe it might be legal in the United States and Canada because of how the EULA and how laws are, but it can't be legal in places like the European Union.
You know, it goes hand in hand with the point that why EA cannot remaster those old Need for Speed games like the pre-Underground games, Need for Speed Underground, Most Wanted, Carbon, and it's mainly I suspect that licensing has to be a main factor. I'm really happy to see that there is modding support for PC, and why I have this notion that, you know what, PC gaming should be the future for me. I cannot let these big companies like Ubisoft and Cockstar get away with these literal anti-consumer crimes they are committing. I'll tell you, one of these days, I'll be happy to own every single Need for Speed game under the sun on a monstrous gaming PC. I want to thank you, Some Ordinary Gamers, for that video and your take. Go show him some love, and I'll link up the original video down in the comments and the video description below. And be sure to subscribe to Some Ordinary Gamers, because this man, he really does know his stuff when it comes to gaming. So yeah, it's evil. I'll just say it like that. It's evil what Ubisoft has done. And in case you're wondering, now I think about it, I will never ever make any more content on The Crew Mortarfest. Consider me and The Crew Mortarfest done. Please boycott Ubisoft, and please stop buying their nonsense, no matter how enticing it may be. I'm also concerned about Rockstar. What if they decide to bring back Midnight Club? Because since they're so heavily focused on online revenue, microtransactions, and subscription services, I'm worried that Midnight Club 5, if it ever is revived, would have those ugly live service features. But this is my whole take. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a big like. And consider subscribing if you want to support this channel. I'm the Need for Speed Beast, and see y'all next time.